from the station working for you. This is an RTV6 special report.
The ayes are 90. The nays are 8. The bill is passed.
Federal, state, and city elected officials are working to help ease the economic crisis caused by the coronavirus outbreak.
Working for you, RTV6 has everything you need to know as the impact of COVID-19 continues to grow. Indiana Governor Gov Holcomb will speak publicly tomorrow to discuss the latest developments related to the coronavirus outbreak and how they are impacting the Hoosier state. That will likely include the economic consequences. Right now, Indiana has 39 confirmed cases of the virus. Major manufacturers, businesses, and events continue to shut down to slow the spread. Ford, General Motors, and Honda are all temporarily stopping production across North America. There are 4 GM plants in Indiana: Fort Wayne, Bedford, Marion, and Kokomo, a Honda plant in Greensburg. Ford does not have any plants in Indiana. And Simon Property Group is closing all of its retail properties across the country through March 29th. Simon owns several malls and other shopping centers in central Indiana, including the Fashion Mall, Castleton Square, and Circle Center. The company is based in Indianapolis, but owns and operates hundreds of properties around the world. And the mini marathon as we know it is canceled. Every year, thousands of people take part in the half marathon racing through Indianapolis in early May. Organizers say this year's mini events will move to virtual races. If you are registered, you'll get info about how to participate. And more closures and shutdowns mean more workers who will not be getting paychecks.
But help could soon be on the way. The president has signed the coronavirus relief legislation. This bill includes provisions for free coronavirus testing and paid emergency leave. ABC's Inez de la Cuetera explains the president is pushing for even more money to help the economy and has details on 2 lawmakers who have tested positive for the virus.
The first member of Congress testing positive for COVID-19. Florida Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart and Utah Congressman Ben McAdams. This as President Trump announces bold new measures to help the economy respond to the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, I look at it, I view it as in a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting.
Trump now saying he may invoke the Defense Production Act, which allows the government to marshal the private sector. The president is also asking Congress to approve a $1 trillion stimulus bill, which would include $500 billion in direct payments to Americans. 2 rounds of checks sent out on April 6 and May 18.
A single $1,000 check would help someone pay their landlord in March. But what happens after that?
The Senate Wednesday passing a separate relief bill.
This is not how the way I would have designed the bill or negotiated the bill in every particular, but people need relief and they need it very quickly.
Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin warning unemployment could reach 20% without government intervention. But today the president walking that back.
No, I don't agree. That's an absolute total worst case scenario.
Because of the outbreak, on Wednesday, stock trading was halted again, the Dow losing more than 1,300 points. Bar and restaurant shutdowns estimated to impact more than 9 million hospitality workers. And Ford and GM are suspending production at manufacturing sites in North America through March 30th. Travel spending is expected to drop by $355 billion this year. Hotel chains like Marriott planning to furlough tens of thousands of employees. Inez de la Cuetera, ABC News, Washington.
As we mentioned here, Governor Gov Holcomb is set to speak tomorrow about how the state is dealing with the coronavirus in Indiana. You can watch that live here on RTV6 and on our website, theindychannel.com. It is set to start at 1 o'clock.
City governments are also stepping up to help workers impacted by the outbreak. Today, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett announced that the Indy Chamber is solely focusing on emergency assistance for small businesses.
Businesses are just asking questions like, can I stay open? Should I stay open? Where can my employees get assistance?
The city and the chamber are partnering to create a rapid response hub for business owners. They can go to response.indychamber.com to access resources. The goal is to help business owners and entrepreneurs navigate the uncertainty this pandemic has caused. But the mayor admits this initiative can only do so much.
This effort alone is not nearly enough funding to fully address the emergency needs of our small business community. The business losses alone will be in the hundreds of millions.
Mayor Hogsett says Indianapolis is in position to get federal funding through disaster loan assistance. He is encouraging small businesses to prepare and gather all documentation needed to apply for federal relief.
A big increase in Hoosiers seeking unemployment benefits is being blamed on jobs lost to the coronavirus outbreak. If you need to file, you're asked not to go to Work One offices. You can apply online at unemployment.in.gov, or you can call one of the two numbers that you see there on your screen, 800-891-6499 or 317-232-7560. Be prepared for long wait times, possibly very long. If you're not sure if you're eligible for benefits, the Department of Workforce Development has this advice.
It's really best to go ahead and file, and like I said, read the questions carefully, answer them honestly, and let us make the decision about eligibility.
According to the state, the average unemployment payment has been $296 a week.
And the coronavirus outbreak has some retailers hiring thousands of people. Grocery stores and retailers like Meijer need temporary and seasonal employees to help keep up with demand. The CEO of Meijer says many of the open positions will include stocking duties. Kroger is also promoting immediate openings and says, quote, positions may be perfect for people whose current jobs have been suspended. Supermarkets are one of the few businesses that are allowed to operate normally under new restrictions aimed at preventing the spread of COVID-19. And as we've shown you, most are having trouble keeping shelves stocked.
Last week, the Department of Transportation relaxed some of the rules on driving hours for truckers if they're hauling medical or emergency supplies. RTV6's Cameron Riddle found out truckers who aren't hauling those items are starting to see a decline in business, similar to other industries dealing with the coronavirus.
As coronavirus spreads across the country, it's touching every single industry, and trucking is no different. These drivers tell me it's impacting them in a couple of different ways.
I heard on the news that there was a lot of everything was shutting down. The drivers can't get any food, can't get a shower. Certain places, they closing everything down. But we're the ones out here delivering all of the goods, and we can't be treated any better than this. That's not cool.
Dia Moore is one of the many truck drivers passing through the crossroads of America. She says she hasn't had any problems so far herself, but she has noticed more trucks parked at the truck stops and fewer trucks on the road, which, as she points out, may bring problems for the rest of us.
Nothing is moving. So if all the truck drivers just stop, the whole country's going to be stopped because you can't get anything in.
Larissa Williams is an independent dispatcher. She's been in the trucking business for nearly 20 years, and she says she's never seen anything like what coronavirus is doing to the industry.
I'd say if my trucking friends had gotten together and tried to make a map of what something like this would look like, we would have been dead wrong. We wouldn't have expected this.
Williams says right now, a trucker's demand depends on what they are hauling. Drivers hauling non-essential goods like cars or lumber would get a response like this if they called a dispatcher looking for a load to move tonight.
Oh, look, good luck. That's probably one of the ones that's pretty non-essential right now.
But a driver carrying essential household goods like food or even toilet paper would get this answer.
You're gold, and I'll find you one.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And a reminder, school districts across central Indiana are providing free meals to families in need. This food giveaway at North Central High School is part of Washington Township's efforts. Check with your child's school for dates, times, and locations for similar efforts.
Shortages at grocery stores and other retailers have led to some accusations of price gouging. If you think you've been charged excessively for products because of the pandemic, Indiana's Attorney General is encouraging you to file a complaint. You can do that online at indianaconsumer.com or by calling 1-800-382-5516.
Medical professionals and government officials have a good reason for reminding everyone to stay isolated when possible to stop the spread of the coronavirus. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker spoke with two people who want you to take this virus seriously for the sake of everyone's health.
I'm looking out for my fellow human being.
Todd Fuqua knows how important it is to follow official guidelines to prevent the spread of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19.
It's not just about, am I going to get it, but am I going to have it and give it to somebody else?
Todd is considered at risk because he was diagnosed with HIV 7 years ago.
If I wasn't on medication, this situation would be a lot worse.
That medication he takes has made him undetectable. That means he can't give it to anyone else. But he knows there are many others out there who might not know their HIV status. Getting coronavirus would make things worse for them. So he's encouraging everyone to follow social distancing and hygiene guidelines.
Right, yeah, and that's the important thing.
When you say that this won't infect you, or this is the flu or whatever, I know the difference.
Lisa Terrell is another person who could face major issues if she catches coronavirus.
That would more than likely cause you to be hospitalized.
Lisa is one of the estimated 10 million people in our country who are immunosuppressed.
A lot of times people who look just like me.
The mom of 7 catches colds quickly, and if it's the flu, there's a chance she could be hospitalized. She tells me she's doing everything she can to stay healthy. She just wants other people to do their part and help out folks like her that this virus would really impact.
If there's a ban on, on going out, or if there is or asking people to limit traffic, or, even just to use common sense measures when you're in the store.
And that was Cornelius Hawker reporting from home as part of the guidelines RTV6 has put in place this week to practice social distancing to slow the spread of the coronavirus. Along with those who have underlying health issues, the elderly and pregnant women are also considered high risk when it comes to the virus.
Coming up, if you are having trouble unbooking travel plans due to the outbreak, you are not alone. The steps you can take to try and get your money back.
And next, a Central Indiana school board holds a 4-minute meeting on the agenda, a controversial issue that has divided the community for months.
As I mentioned, a quiet night tonight. No storms tonight. That changes quickly tomorrow. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll get into the rest of the timeline and the severe threat coming up.
Toyota, let's go places. From the station working for you, this is an RTV6 special report.
We will get back to our coronavirus coverage shortly. First, a big headline and a story RTV6 has been on top of for months. Tonight, the Northwest Hendricks School Board terminated Tri-West High School teacher and coach Tyler Bruce. Bruce is accused of sexual misconduct with a then 16-year-old student. Police arrested him earlier this year after a months-long investigation. The board voted within the first minute of a 4-minute-long meeting. Brad Williams, the board member who is Bruce's uncle, abstained from voting. Bruce was on unpaid suspension with the district, but spent months on paid leave, which led to major backlash in the community. Bruce is charged with child seduction and obstruction of justice. He denies the allegations.
The coronavirus outbreak is having a big impact on travelers, and not just people trying to go overseas. Many Hoosiers are having to cancel their travel plans for spring break and even into the summer, and some are finding it difficult to get their money back. Carol Durheimer and her husband were supposed to be in Tucson, Arizona, leaving Saturday and returning next week. And like many others, they canceled their plans amid coronavirus concerns. But when they tried to cancel their reservation they made through Hotwire, they had a hard time getting through. They just want their $700 refunded.
That's a chunk of change.
Yeah, it is for nothing. It's just so scary. You're trying to do the right thing. And, non-essential travel.
Number one, I think you need to look at the policy that the company has in terms of refunds. Number two, you can call the credit card company and try to dispute those charges. Number three, have a little patience with some of the companies that have issued tickets or travel plans. They got caught with this also. They are trying to get a policy together. They're trying to get people so that they can service your needs. So just have a little bit of patience, but in some cases, you may not be able to get your money back.
If you cannot get a refund, see if you can get a credit for a future trip. And keep in mind that most traveler insurance policies do not cover pandemics. As for Carol, Hotwire agreed to refund her about 6 days after she started trying and after Call 6 Investigates started asking questions. The company told us, quote, Hotwire follows the policies of our partners, which means any credit, refund, or charge is at the discretion of the travel provider. We have been working closely with our supply partners to allow cancellations for bookings that are normally non-cancelable, and many of our partners are offering flexible change policies due to the current situation.
People across central Indiana continue to step up and work together to help their fellow neighbors in need during this crisis. And one Indianapolis woman is connecting people who need assistance with people who are ready to volunteer their time. Alicia Baker created an online sign-up sheet using zip codes to match residents. So far, more than 700 people all across the city have signed up.
One of them I was really excited about was an older woman, and she was looking for someone to just check in on her and then possibly in the future deliver groceries. So I said, okay, well, we have this volunteer who signed up. Her name is so-and-so. And she's like, oh my gosh, I know her. I've seen her walk by with her dog. She's so nice. Oh, I'm so excited. So that's really the point of this whole thing, is that we're pairing neighbors with neighbors to not only support one another now, but also provide support in the future.
Baker says volunteers are working to be careful when they deliver groceries. They drop them off on the porch to eliminate contact. They also sanitize bags and boxes once they're dropped off. She is now working with others to create lists of resources. I-Town Church is also doing its part to help families. Tonight, volunteers passed out hundreds of meals in the Avon High School parking lot. Avon was the first school district in central Indiana to switch to e-learning due to the COVID-19 outbreak after a student tested positive. Dozens of cars were lined up before the giveaway began. People in need received a box packed with cereal, rice, diapers, canned goods, and grab bags for the kids. Church members worked to put the boxes together.
We are not going to shrink back from a crisis here in our city. We want to make sure that we get in front of it and that we provide great food to families that need it to relieve the pressure that's on them.
I-Town plans to serve thousands of kids over the next couple of weeks in different areas around central Indiana. The next meal distribution drives are set for Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 3 schools in Indianapolis. That's Carl Wild, Charles Fairbanks, and Eleanor Skillen.
And 2 service workers in Indianapolis will get paychecks for another week thanks to one very generous customer. The Gallery Pastry Shop in South Broad Ripple says a customer picked up a carryout order on Tuesday and left a $1,000 tip. The general manager says that tip will let the shop pay 2 employees for 1 more week. Ariel Hendrickson says, of course, most people cannot afford to be so generous, but she wants you to know your business also makes a big difference.
I want people to know that we really are so fragile. We count on every single day a projected revenue each day. It gets us into the next day. And so when everything closes, we don't have the dining service to offer. It's so helpful to have so many people coming in to order, placing deliveries, tipping our staff, and just really showing us support here.
The gallery had to lay off several employees this week. Hendrickson encourages the public to continue to support local businesses. Right now at the IndyChannel.com, you can find a list of local restaurants that are open for takeout orders. Kevin?
Let's talk about the next 24 hours. We'll get into the hourly details. A severe weather threat as we transition from nearly 70 during the afternoon hours tomorrow to only 40 on the Saturday. High impact from afternoon and evening thunderstorms, some of which may be severe, as I mentioned. Heavy rain potential as well. When it rains, it pours. Just to show you, first thing in the morning, you get up no active thunderstorms, but I would say by late morning through the early afternoon, look at our chances go way up, as well as the temperature climbing quickly. Here's your temperature trend. By the time we get to noon, upper 50s, then afternoon temperatures shoot into the middle to upper 60s with the active thunderstorms and a strong south wind that will gust to 30 miles per hour, independent of any storms. Enhanced risk of severe storms, central and southwestern portions of the state. What we're talking about there would be the potential for numerous severe storms of strength. Keep our eye on that. Damaging wind, large hail, even isolated tornadoes all in play. If we see the sunshine come out after that first round of storms, I think that will juice the atmosphere and make severe storms more likely. This is not a slam dunk that it unfolds this way tomorrow. We'll wait and see. I think it will depend on how long that first round of storms goes. 10 a.m., some showers. 1 o'clock, there's the first line of showers, thunderstorms. A few may be strong. That pushes to the northeast by 4. It's this time period, 4 to about 7. See these that refire? Some of these may be severe. Through 11 o'clock, still ongoing strong to potentially severe storms. Overnight into the morning hours, that will start to pull away. The good news tomorrow, most of us are home, right? Kids are not in school, so I think we'll get your undivided attention about the severe weather potential. Just knowing what's coming is a big benefit to staying safe. Friday temperatures, watch those fall. We start in the 60s in the morning, but temperatures fall into the upper 40s by late in the day just to the northwest of Indianapolis. Tomorrow, again, thunderstorms develop, a few possible unacceptably severe. Very warm, warmest day of 2020. By the weekend, though, much cooler, quieter, and sunnier. We can use some weekend sunshine, and we will get it. We'll be right back.
Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
From the station working for you, this is an RTV6 special report.
No way to practice, no way to work out. The coronavirus outbreak has not only shut down high schools, it has shut down their athletic programs as well. But at Mount Vernon High School, the football team has found a way to support the program and their head coach. Dave First explains in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
Little has ever put a hold on practice at Mount Vernon. Not the cold, not a few injuries here or there. As a result, the Marauders claimed their first ever regional title last fall. During this particular climate, they seemed more determined than ever.
So how exactly does this work? The kids are all on spring break. They need a way to stay in shape, get ready for the upcoming season, and your advice was what?
To stay on task. We're trying to figure out a way to keep going what we've been doing.
And so with Mike Kirshner's players locked out of the weight room, this is how they've been staying in shape. Lifting a cinder block here, pushing a truck there, flipping a tire, while practicing social distancing at the same time.
This is like old school stuff here, Coach, and I love it. How unique is this?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with how our kids have gone above and beyond. And the kids are set. I love that they're attacking it. I love that they're having fun and being creative with it, and at the same time working for a purpose.
The players have sent in videos using treadmills one day, bricks the next. Heck, how about 2 cinder blocks attached to a PVC pipe?
The one that really got me going was our punter, Joel. You know, he had the one video of him air squatting the cinder blocks, and then there's another video of him attempting to like power clean the front loader that was off of a truck. So he was picking up the front loader and pushing it down, and I'm watching it going, man, this is textbook.
Let's get lower. With spring break and a 2-week coronavirus hiatus, Mount Vernon isn't due back in school until April 13th. But whenever they return, it's clear they'll be ready.
Who knows where this is going to go in the coming weeks or months or who knows what, but this has got to make you feel really good about the commitment these kids have to your program and perhaps more importantly, the commitment they have to themselves.
That's exactly right. First and foremost, that they take enough pride in what they're doing, and secondly, that we've come so far in 2 years in this program that the kids don't want to take the time off, because you're right, we think we're going back to school on the 13th, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen.
Well, football programs across the state are getting creative during their spring programs. As of now, the regular season is set to start August 21st. We'll be right back here on RTV6.
Must take 3 years to pay, only at Ashley Home Store.
There is a lot of information to cover related to the coronavirus outbreak. You can find everything you need to know anytime on our website at theindychannel.com/coronavirus.
First rain and thunderstorms arrive late morning tomorrow. They become stronger, more intense in the afternoon. Severe weather potential through the afternoon into tomorrow night.
Of course, you can always get the latest coronavirus coverage by going to our website, theindychannel.com.
Thank you for joining us. GMI starts at 4:30.